Thank you very much. Up next, we have Tom Smith, who's the Chief Academic Officer and Principal of Bishop McCourt Catholic High School. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. I believe I represent families in the region that I live in that seek educational freedom. My name is Tom Smith. I'm the principal and CAO of Bishop McCourt Catholic High School in Johnstown, Cambria County. I am a supporter of all forms of education. I grew up here in Johnstown and I attended Catholic elementary school. I went to school here at Bishop McCourt and then went on and was educated at St. Francis University. Upon graduation, I got a job working in the public school system. I was a public school teacher for 8 years, and I served as an administrator for 10 years in the public school system locally here. The last 4 years, I've been the principal of Bishop McCourt. I have served in 2 public schools. One is a high-performing school based on PDE grading scales. The other is a historically lower-performing school that has failed for the last 2 decades. The last 2 decades. Please keep in mind, the city of Johnstown ranks as the poorest city in PA with an average income of just $28,000 per household. Our city has also been riddled with gang violence and a major drug problem. Bishop McCourt Catholic lies in the heart of Johnstown, a struggling community economically for the last few decades, and has a 100% college placement rate with 98% of the students attending a 4-year college. The remaining 2% join the military or workforce. Bishop McCourt is just 200 yards away from the city school district. Wouldn't it be nice if the students that walk to school there every day and pass our school would have the opportunity to attend Bishop McCourt? 51% of our students at Bishop McCourt are eligible for EITC and OSTC. 14% of these students qualify but do not receive any funds. These 14% desperately need the assistance and are doing whatever they can to keep their children here. If one parent loses their job or if someone gets sick, they will need to go back to their assigned school district. We need to help families who are currently at McCourt and those who want to attend other schools or want to leave the public school which they are currently assigned to. Due to my experiences, I've come to understand that your assigned school is not a one-school-fits-all path to success for students. The pandemic exposed issues throughout our educational system across the entire country, not just in PA, the entire country. The term gap year is something that we have heard on the evening news throughout our county, throughout the country, and it is something that we would not allow happen in our school. Bishop McCourt decided that we would not allow a gap year for our parents and families. Over the course of the last several years, Bishop McCourt has had a 100% graduation rate, 100%. This year, we are on course to maintain that graduation rate, adhering to our same academic standards throughout the pandemic. We did not use a pass-fail grade system. We maintained our 27 credit requirement for graduation. The minimum for the state is 21. We did not adjust our minimum grade scores for in the grade books that our teachers. A lot of schools around us said the students, if they do poorly on a test, you give them a 50%. We did not do that. What you got on the test is what you earned and what you earned on your report card. 40 new students have enrolled in our school since September. 40. Because we maintained our standards and focused on what we could do, not what we couldn't do. Throughout the school year, families are continuing to inquire coming to our school, but are often discouraged because of sticker shock in the cost of tuition. We had these 40 students transfer into Bishop McCourt because we could meet their needs and they could afford it. What about the others who wanted our services and could not afford it? I think it is fair to say this has become a civil rights issue. Where are those kids right to an education who needed to be in front of a teacher and could not get one? Most of our schools in PA did find a way to get our kids on the playing fields and courts this academic school year, and I applaud that. I think that's great. Bishop McCourt did both because we have a group of staff members that put students first. Our teachers took the approach that they are essential. And not only did they say it, they proved it and taught in person while also conducting temperature checks and screenings at the door when the students entered. We abided by COVID protocol and took all necessary precautions for our students, staff, and faculty. Bishop McCourt raised the educational standards in the region during the pandemic. Our 40 transfers is a record number of transfers in 1 year for our 100-year-old school and is driven by our academic reputation and the state of affairs in the educational system in our community. We have a diverse population in our school and a very accepting population of students. These transfer students have assimilated into our student body successfully and love our school. I believe we have saved these 40 new enrollments, given what we have provided them academically, socially, and mentally, along with the 315 other students that are in our building. These kids weren't lost to the streets of Johnstown for an entire year. It's time for change. It's time for educational freedom. Our school has delivered 128 days of in-school non-hybrid instruction this school year. That means 84% of the instruction given this year has been in person, and we started the school year on time. There will be no gap year at Bishop McCourt, but there will be for those who wanted to come but could not afford it. We're very proud of our current success, and we know full well what we could do for our community if more families had the means and assistance to choose the school that is the best fit for their child. The coach in me says the educational system cannot continue to fail our families. School choice is the path to help our families win. We need to pass a bill that supports school choice so that all of our families can win, and in turn, our cities can win, our inner cities can win. Elementary and high school education is the only thing in America that families do not have a choice in. One parent, a single mother, said to me weeks back, "Mr. Smith, you don't want to know what I have to do to keep my child here," as a tear ran down her face. That is sad, that we have families across the state just like her that need help to keep their kids in the school that is the best fit for them to succeed in life. There are thousands of moms like her across the state. It's time to hear their cry for help and take action. Pass a bill that broadens school choice and options in Pennsylvania. Thank you for allowing me to participate. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Chairman.